Y'all still with me? All right, last one. Example D, I'm going to write an equation for the parabola. I skipped example C. Um, we just don't need to get into it right now. So we did A, we did B, and we're going to do example D because it goes along with the graphing. So on example B, I gave you the equation and I asked you to graph the parabola. Example D is the reverse. I'm giving you the parabola and I want you to tell me the equation. So this is basically like example A and the stuff that we did on Monday. They give me enough information to figure out what I need. In this case, they give me this point right here, which is my vertex, right? I know that the middle of my parabola is my vertex. It's your maximum or your minimum of your parabola. And I know that my vertex is my h and my k. So they gave me 2, -1 from my vertex. That means that 2 is my h and -1 is my k. Okay, I'll write this on the side somewhere. H is 2, k is -1. It is exactly what it is. It is not opposite. That only happens when we have the equation. That's when it's the opposite x, opposite y. But if they give it to me, it is what it is. This is the vertex. H is 2, k is -1. Then they gave me another point. They gave me another point, like any old random point, but it is a point on the parabola. So if they gave me this point, that means that this is going to be my x and my y. It's just the coordinate. This is an x coordinate and this is a y coordinate. Okay, so this point is nothing fancy. It wasn't the focus because that would be floating in the middle of the parabola. It wasn't the directrix. What they gave me was just a point. And that point is the x coordinate and a y coordinate. So in this case, my x is 0 and my y is -2. Okay, this parabola, would it be red or would it be blue? It's opening down, which means it's a blue, right? It's an x-squared one. So my vertex is not 0, 0. I'm not on the top sheet. I am down here on the bottom left. So my formula should be x minus h squared equals 4 times p times y minus k. That's the general formula. Now I told you that when we write the standard equation, I need the h, the k, and the p. I have the h and the k, but I don't have the p. They gave me an x and a y. I'm going to use what I've got to figure out what I need. All right? So if I fill in what I know, I have, back it up. I have x. I have an x. I know that x is the number 0. Or it could be. Minus h. Do I have h? Yes, I have h. I know that h is the number 2. Fill in h. H is the number 2. Remember I said the only thing I don't know is p. So in the parentheses, I'll square it. It equals 4 times p, which is the one thing I don't know. I do know a y. I have a y value. That y value they gave me was -2. And the formula says minus the k. And I have a k. I know that my k was -1. And when I subtract a negative, that's going to be a plus. And we'll end the parentheses. And we'll just work this out, simplify this to find p. 0 minus 2 is -2 squared equals 4 times p times -2 plus 1 is -1 still. Okay, -2 squared is going to be a positive 4 equals, and let's multiply these two numbers together. Everything's being multiplied here. So 4 times -1 will give me -4. So it equals -4p. And I like how that was lining up. All right, so 4 equals -4p. So if I want to solve for p, I will simply divide both sides by -4. And p all by itself is equal to 4 divided by -4, which is -1. Which makes sense because it was opening down, so I knew it had to be negative. Okay, back to the formula. Now I can write my equation in standard form. So when I write the equation, all I need is the h, the k, and the p. Generally, the equation will just have an x and a y, so I can plug in whatever values I want to, or you can come up with all the values along this parabola, all of the other values of x and y. So your H, your K, and your P are all constants. They don't change. They will always be, this will always be the vertex. That will always be my P, all right? But the X's and the Y's are variables because they change, they vary. Anyway, back to the answer. So X minus H, which is 2, squared, equals, it's supposed to be 4 times my P, and my P is -1. So this will actually be a -4. And then I have my parentheses and Y minus K. And the K was -1, so we'll put a plus. And this is my answer. Not so bad, right? So D2 is a star, and we are done with lesson 8.1.